You like to talk? How about that? So do we. Please join us right now for Packard Pokes At. Okay, let's talk. And into our third segment tonight, if you're just joining us. And if you have not watched segment 2, where we talked about atheism, Matt kind of pointed out for no sacred cows in politics. Myself, I am a Democrat or liberal or whatever. You want to call me a libtard or whatever, that's up to you. That's on you for being the person that you are. But I'm a Democrat because I like the policies that most Democrats follow. At least in my mind. I mean, I get into the politics a little bit, but I don't delve deep into it so deep that I'm running for office or anything. But if you feel like you should run for office, go for it. Republican, Democrat, Independent, Libertarian, which is Republican light. Sorry, I had to throw that in there. If you want to run for office, run for fucking office if you feel like you can do so. But it's okay to disagree with our politicians. When Barack Obama was in office, and people on the left, many of them, with the exception of a few out there, said basically, we're like, we don't want to criticize Obama. But the political right, anyway, the GOP, they did nothing but criticize him. They tried to make scandals in places there were no scandals. Does anybody remember, oh my God, the tan suit scandal? Or how about the salute with a coffee cup in his hand supposed scandal? Because there's a picture of Obama. He's got a coffee cup in his hand. He's getting off of Air Force One. He goes to salute the troop, and he's like, has a coffee cup in his hand. He kind of give him a, half salute with the coffee cup. And the Fox people lost their fucking minds over it. Meanwhile, we are now in the President T-Rump presidency. If he was a corpse riddled with bullets, he'd be nothing but a piece of skin with the amount of controversies that he has gotten so far. If every bullet was a controversy, he would be nothing but a piece of skin hanging from a piece of string because he's had so many. But does Fox say anything about it? No, they don't. They just sit there and they just pretend like, oh, that's not a big fucking deal. Because
that's Fox News for you.
Exactly, because their sacred cow is Donald Trump. And going back towards the first segment a little bit, the religious right has their heads up Donald Trump's ass so far that I don't think they know where they end and where Donald Trump begins anymore. Even though Donald Trump, in this instance, he looks at these religious nuts and thinks these people think I'm on their side. Well, I'm assuming that because of some of the reports and things I've seen, they think that he is on their side. And he is only pandering to these people because these people are his political followers, and he knows that just the moment that he pisses them off, they are going to be up his ass in other ways that he won't like. I'll give you a perfect example. Over in the Philippines, they have this guy, Duarte, I believe his name is. I could be wrong in the name. He's the president over there, and he was talking about killing people because they have drugs or sell drugs or whatever. And that didn't piss off the religious people over there. They didn't piss off the general population because, hey, you want to kill our population because someone's doing drugs or whatever. Oh, that's perfectly fine. But the moment he started in on, well, Catholics are fakers or whatever the fuck he said some nasty shit about the church and religion over there, and people lost their fucking minds because he was their sacred cow until he wasn't. And I mean that in the sense that he pissed on their religion. Trump is, I hate to say this, God, my jaw is going to fall off the moment I say it, but Trump is actually just a little bit smarter than that to piss off and piss on these religious people openly as Duarte did. If he were to do that, he would see such a fucking blowback from the religious right that he knows that he wouldn't survive another day in fucking office because he would turn every GOP member against him faster than you could fucking make his head spin or make the tribble on his head jump off.
Well, as far as Fox News, I think their game is always what you did is in charge is always right. I mean, they did this kind of intellectual dishonesty during the Bush administration. You know, that they act like Bush could do no wrong. These are the same idiots who honestly ignored economists saying that there was going to be a recession. And sure enough, in 2008, guess what happened? There was a recession.
Mm-hmm.
But as someone who is, I'll say, mostly political left, there are some things that conservatives say that I actually agree with, but that's neither here nor there. Yeah, there were quite a few things that Obama did that I did not, that I actually hated. I hated the fact that he bailed out Wall Street. I hated the fact that he did not close Guantanamo Bay like he was supposed to. At least those top two things I didn't like. But yeah, I have no problem criticizing any politician, whether they be Republican, Democrat, or independent, because again, we shouldn't be having this golden goose or whatever in politics either.
Right. Yeah. No, I agree. Now, I think when it came to Guantanamo, it appeared to me, I mean, from what I saw, and I'd been, like I said, I've been kind of following the politics of it. It looked like he was attempting to. I mean, he got the numbers of the number of people who were actually in prison there down from, I don't know, about 100 or so down to double digits or single digits. I'm not sure off the top of my head, but it looked like he tried to make at least a concerted effort. A lot of the fact is there, and I'm not trying to make a excuse for Obama, because he made mistakes. He made a lot of mistakes. Trying to work with the right, that was the biggest mistake, because it didn't matter. Even if it was their own policy, if the political right said, hey, we want to, I don't know, make sure everybody's whistles Dixie out of their left nostril, and if he were to say, oh yeah, that's a good idea, they would immediately be against it. And I don't know what was going through his mind, but he thought he could make nice with the political right. And he leaned more to the right than he should have been leaning towards the left and center. Now, I'm not saying that the Democrats do everything right. They get a lot of shit wrong. And they need to be criticized for that when they do wrong. Right now, because of the era of Donald Trump, a lot of people who are on the left, who are in office, they are making the biggest noise now that they ever have. And it's about fucking time. They absolutely should be making noise. But have they in the past? Not as much as they possibly fucking should have.
My thoughts are kind of along the same lines yours are, but I would have to agree with the whole Obama thing, but also with Trump, when you were talking about him having an in with the religious people. My feeling is that and I'm probably wrong on this, but I think if he gets reelected in 2020, which hopefully he does not, but if he does, I think he'll kick the religious community to the curb.
You think so?
That's what I think. I mean, I could be totally wrong about that, though.
That would be interesting. I would actually, if he actually did that, not that I have any more respect for him, because I have about as much respect for him as I do see as a cockroach I see running down the street, because it's a cockroach and they're disgusting. But I would still not have any respect for him, but at least it would appear that he was, it would at least show that these religious people are fucking idiots, that they were following him because of stupid reasons.
Well, it's just not that. What I'm trying to say is that, you see, Donald Trump uses people.
Yes. Oh, agreed. Okay. I absolutely agree.
And he's using the religious. I mean, he's not religious at all.
No, he's not.
I've never seen him once talk about him being religious. He's never said anything.
Right.
And so he's using this to his advantage, as he's kissing their ass to get what he wants. And then once he gets what he wants, he's just going to kick them to the curb. You got me elected, but that's it. You're, as far as that, anything else, you're useless. Yeah. I think that's what he's going to do. I could be totally wrong.
No,
that's my opinion.
No, that's actually a good point, because the fact is Trump has shown no loyalty to anybody. There's been people.
He has not.
Yeah, anybody. He's gotten people into place. He put Jeff Sessions into office because he thought, well, he's going to shut down the investigation. As soon as he recused himself, he's like, why'd I put you into office if you're just going to recuse yourself? And he's turned against the guy. What's his fucking face is?
Roger Stone.
No, not Stone. The guy that he put in charge of the justice system, who has no experience in being in charge of the justice system. He was just replaced by somebody named Barr, I think, just recently. But anyway, Trump told him, say, hey, I want somebody to take over this investigation or be a judge or something shit like that. And he says he can't do that. I can't do that. It's impossible because he's already recused himself. And Trump immediately turned against him, and he got this Barr guy who was previously an attorney general under the Bush administration. So, and because this guy apparently knows how to get shit done to cover the tracks for the religious right, or for the political right anyway, and to cover up their garbage. He's done it before. He's a piece of garbage, and hopefully that when Trump is gone in 2 years, that he will be replaced and get him out of office again.
Trump is doing even worse than Obama because Trump is actually doing whatever he can to appease the right. I mean, that's why he bombed Syria, which, by the way, he did not have Congress's approval to do that. So as far as I'm concerned, he should be impeached on that. But another golden egg that I see in politics is that the anti-war people are treated like, like they have a freaking disease or something. Because I don't know if any of you two saw this, but Tulsi Gabbard was on The View, and fucking Meghan McCain,
who was on The View,
had the nerve to call Tulsi Gabbard, well, when I hear your name, I think Assad apologist. She's not a fucking Assad apologist. We shouldn't be over there in the fucking first place. Listen, Assad's a bad guy. No one's denying that. No one's denying the fact that any of these brutal dictators that are around the Middle East are bad people. But every single time we have done these regime change wars, it hasn't done any fucking good. Rarely ever has America, when we've done these military interventions, rarely ever has it gone well. Rarely.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. One of the times we actually put a dictatorship that's over there in place now, or one of them was Iran. That was a democratic system until up to about somewhere in the 1970s. We put the imam in charge because we thought they'd be easier to control, and it put the whole country into a nightmare regime. And now we look at them like, oh, why aren't you more democratic? Well, they had one, motherfucker. The fact is that we fucked it up for them because we thought we could control them.
And by the way, the same arguments that's being used for Syria right now is exactly the same arguments that was used in Iraq. And guess what? Even most Republicans in our government right now even admit that taking Saddam Hussein out of power was a fucking mistake.
And because I think, well, a lot of that was they thought that because we didn't finish the job, we went over there to stop him from taking over another country, and we didn't finish the job. We didn't finish taking him out immediately. I mean, this is the way the way it's told anyway. There might be more nuance to that than this, and if there is, then that's on me. But we expected that the people that were there under his regime, and I think that's what we were hoping for, is that they were so pissed off and they would try to attempt a coup d'etat. And when we get other countries to do this to their country, oh, that's perfectly fine. But if you've been watching Fox, or I should say Fixed Noise, for any length of time lately, because there's been talk about maybe doing the 25th Amendment on Trumpster. They say to try to force the president out under the 25th Amendment is unconstitutional. That's what the 25th Amendment is. It's part of the Constitution. They don't even understand the Constitution. Trump has done so many things. He should have been impeached fucking 10 minutes after he was first elected. And I heard this on another podcast. If Trump had been a Democrat and he did even started to do any of the shit that he's done, he would have been so fast removed and under the jail cell that would have made his head spin, because Trump is a big fucking grifter. They recognize this, but because he's part of their...
Or a bloated sack of protoplasm.
Yeah, exactly. If because he is part of their group, they have to back him. And I think a lot of them just do it because the fact is we don't want to embarrass our political party.
Well, but here's the thing, though. If Trump were to get impeached for whatever reason or reasons, then we have Mike Pence to put up with, and that could be dangerous too.
Yeah, I've heard this argument. I don't buy it myself. I really don't buy it, because the fact is that we've had to deal with monsters in office in the past also, and he would be under the same kind of restrictions that Trump has now. And even though he's been able to get some things done, he'd be under a lot more pressure than he thinks. And I'm seeing the cracks. I am seeing the big cracks. They're saying, well, Trump they're saying they're backing Trump, but there's like, oh well, God is getting Pence ready to take over, so they're getting ready to abandon Trump very soon. I think very soon.
Well, but the thing is that Pence is a religious person.
Oh, very so.
Okay.
Very so.
I mean, you know what he did in his own state of Indiana.
Yeah, he basically blew the fucking place up.
Right. Well, he's going to do that in the United States if he were to take over. And, you know, that First Amendment Defense Act would be a hot topic for him, I think.
Yeah, we've talked about that on the show. It's been a while.
Right. But what I'm saying is that I think it would probably become more of a reality if Pence were to take over, if Trump were to get impeached, or if Trump stepped down.
Well, I don't think Trump is going to.
Because he's next in the line.
Right. I don't think Trump's going to stand down on his own. I think he's gonna fight tooth and nail to keep the job, even if he didn't. I don't think he actually wanted the job to begin with. I think the fact that he got it surprised the total shit out of him. But that's neither here nor there.
I think he wanted the job.
No,
if he didn't want the job, he wouldn't have run.
No. He didn't want the job, and here's why. He was renegotiating his contract for another season of The Apprentice. He thought he could make, if he runs, because this is the second time he's ran, he thought maybe, I'll just say a bunch of really horrible shit. I won't get the nomination, but I'll get lots of exposure. People will be talking about me. I'll get the contract for what I want, and then I'll be able to go on to being the grifter that I am, under the radar. Problem is, there's a lot of closeted racists in this goddamn country, and some of those people were on the super delegates for the states in each county. For how many delegates each state gets, I don't know. That's I'm not up on that. I apologize, but a lot of those people were racists as well, and they turned the tide to put him into office, and that's where we get into the whole electoral college should be removed because of those reasons. Did you like this discussion? Let us know your thoughts by email at ppapodcast@gmail.com, or if you're watching this on YouTube, please leave your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe and click the bell to be notified for our show. Thank you.